I said the rasp holler in that voice, and I couldn't think of it. I said, what? I said, it's just sexy. I said, I don't want to get with Adam like that. He ain't my type. But that man's voice is sexy.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to the Pitchy Podcast. We're your hosts, James
and Stephanie.
Here on the Pitchy Podcast, we are passionate about good music and a great vocal. We use the vehicle of NBC's The Voice to give you our take and our feedback on each contestant's performance and overall star quality. On the Pitchy Podcast, we may come off a little pitchy, if you know what I mean, but we'll always do our best to speak our truths with love, kindness, and respect. Because we are in the knockouts, the final night of the knockouts, we have a ton to talk about with our current season. So, how you doing, Stephanie?
I'm good. I was very impressed by tonight in that there were no quick clips. They had enough time and space for all of what I knew was left over as far as how many contestants were left. And I really hope that they would not quick clip us. And I was pleasantly surprised that they did not. So I was happy about that.
I think everyone needed, for the most part, everybody needed to be heard tonight.
Yes, I agree.
As far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was great. It was really, really wonderful. Like some performances I wasn't expecting at all. But then others I was, and then others I was really disappointed with the outcome.
Okay.
But so be it towards the end of
absolutely
of the rounds. You know, some people are going to get cut that don't deserve to be.
That's right.
All right. Speaking of, well, let me stop. Our first our first knockout for the night was Team Legend, and that was Nell and RENZO.
Yes.
Nell sang the incredible Sweet Thing by the incomparable Chaka Khan.
Yes.
Don't you hear me talking, baby? Love me now or go forever. Yeah, I can't deny.
And RENZO sang Happier Than Ever, Billie Eilish, which is actually one of her newer songs, but it's been done a couple of times on this show, which is crazy. Testament to her and Phineas for just writing just bananas of a song.
Right.
That's just embarrassing. You were my everything, and all that you did was make me really sad.
Okay, so now. Notice when you are in the presence of a true, like, seasoned performer, how they can take any song, number one, and make it their own. That to me is a true artist.
Yes.
And then what to me makes you next level artist is when you take a well-known difficult song and make it your own. Because Sweet Thing is one of those songs you don't even begin to think about attempting unless you got vocal. It's Chaka Khan, one of my favorite singers of all time, one of many people's top 10 list singers of all time. And it's probably her best known song, next to I'm Every Woman, maybe. So Nell did something at the beginning of this song that I just loved. She didn't take so much of a sexy approach. It was more soft and reserved. Her, I will love you anyway. Like just it was so sweet. It was like, I will love you anyway. Almost a whisper. I will love you anyway.
Yes.
And I just was like, that. She had me from that.
Yes.
She had me from that because she didn't come. I will love you anyway. Like, she didn't give me that. I'm over exaggerating to give y'all an example of what I'm talking about.
Right.
But it was just so confident, and it was so, like Kelsey said, it was so woman, like it was so mature. I said, and then she kept singing, and then she got to the bridge, and then it just was bananas. It went from reserved to banana singing. And something that she did that a lot of singers, unless you got some years on you, some mileage on these chords, did you hear, like, it was almost her voice was going in and out. Like, and that's the best way I can describe it. Not in and out of pitch, but in and out, like she gave it to you, she pulled it back. She gave it to you, and she pulled it back. And that, to me, is a champion singer. Y'all, listen to me. I love how she made this her own. I love how she countered the BGVs on this song. This song, I was like, what is she going to do? Because this song is very BGV, background vocal heavy. And she just countered it. Like, it was just, it's like she danced around it. Danced around it. And it was just like, insert. Oh, give it to you. Pull it back. Insert. Like, it was just, it was like an artist deciding which breast stroke, what stroke. Like, yeah, it was just crazy. And then she went straight, hallelujah, at the end of the song. I was like, what? She said, crazy. I said, and then she pulled it back.
And she pulled it back.
I said, no, you my sweet thing. Like, that was crazy. That was crazy. I need Shaka to hear that now. I really do, because I think she would love it, because you just brought this rendition to it that was just, it was just fire. I loved every second of it from start to finish. Stephanie. I'm sorry, I'm eating a cookie, y'all. I'm hungry.
Oh, okay. When I hear that an artist is doing a song like Sweet Thing, my first initial reaction is, uh-oh. It just is. Because of the song, because of the difficulty, because we all know it, and mostly because what are you going to do to this song that I haven't heard already? Basically, how are you going to make the song your own? Insert Nell. Nell has literally done things to this song that I have never, ever heard before. And I've heard so many renditions of this song.
How many renditions of this song have we heard?
Infinity and beyond. And I have never heard a rendition of this song the way that she did it, particularly the back end. But I love how you highlighted the beginning, James, because there was this breathiness, like you were talking about. There was this breathiness, but like this power and this confidence. And her voice just cut. And that first verse, because it's kind of in the lower register of her voice, for others, it can tend, and also you got to make sure that you have good diction as well. Now, Shaka can get away with singing it the way Shaka does, because Shaka can sing this song however she wants to. However, anybody else, you need good diction to be able to sing this first verse and be able and have people who, for whatever reason, who have never heard this song, understand what you're saying, because the lyrics go by so quickly. She did that immaculately. She goes into the chorus, and then right after one chorus, we go into the key change, and I was like, oh, here we go. And when she got into the bridge, it was like, oh, and you know what I loved about the bridge? I actually loved this time, which we did not like last week. I loved this week that the band did the hits. They did the hits. I love that for this for this selection. And then there was snappage. When she said crazy, 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 I've never in my life heard anybody actually sound vocally crazy, like actually express that vocally, the way in which she did it. And then to take all that energy and then bring it back at the end. Let me tell y'all, That is not an easy thing to do because you're giving out so much, and to be able to pull it back and still be on pitch and not be out of breath. This was a clinic. It was a clinic, vocal clinic, masterclass, pro level, incredible performance. Incredible.
I mean, Nell hasn't given a bad performance. Like, not even close.
Not even
like,
close.
To me, she's been like top 5 of this season. So we'll get to the results in just a few moments, but she was up against Renzo. And because I know, and Stephanie and I know what type of singer Renzo is, like, I knew Renzo was going to bring it when I heard Happier Than Ever. I said, okay. I said, this is the perfect song for him. And this goes back to Stephanie's annual or perennial statement. It's song choice, song choice, song choice. And Renzo knew he was going to have to do something extremely special to beat Nell. And he wasn't going to probably beat her vocally, but when the song choice fits you like a glove, the way Happier Than Ever fits Renzo, I mean, what are you going to do?
What you going to do?
I love that he, and Stephanie, you'll know what I mean. We've heard versions of this song where, in my opinion, they don't get the A section.
Yes.
Renzo just gets it.
He got it.
He gets it. He gets how it's supposed to be sung. He gets how it's supposed to be stylized. Now, if I'm being really picky, a little too many runs for me in the beginning. It was a little distracting, but that's just me personally, because I felt like he gave more of a clean, meaning not bad vocal, just more of a clean vocal in the B section.
Okay.
Than he did. And maybe it's because that the A section is so intimate and you hear everything because it's just him, right? So, and I could tell, you could tell by what he did and how he emoted the A section that he was going to holler the back half of this song. You just knew it was coming.
1000%.
You knew it was coming. I loved his embellishments in the B section. I loved that it wasn't too much, that he did a couple of runs and riffs, not even runs, more embellishments and riffs, because this song is very important and it needs to be heard. I said his voice is so easy, it's so healthy, and it's so open. Like, he just has this, it's just a healthy, incredible sounding voice.
Unlimited throat.
Renzo is a singer. He is a singer.
Yes.
Like, he's what other singers listen to sound like.
Yes.
Like, that's all I can do to describe his voice. And that Leave Me Alone at the end that he did with the Leave Me Alone lyric at the end, I said, well, you gonna make this next to impossible.
You're right.
You gonna make an impossible decision have to be made, Renzo.
Right.
Because that was the best rendition of that song I've ever heard. But, besides Billy. Best rendition of that song I've ever heard.
High praise.
It's how I would want that rendition to be sung. Right? And Michael later talks about, I think it was Michael or someone talked about, how you need to, he was talking about range and stuff, like how you need to, this is not a karaoke or this is not a copy. It's your interpretation, basically. I forget the word he used. But this was, it's like Billy handed him the song. It was amazing. Stephanie?
Absolutely. So Renzo, I'm gonna need an album soon, but not too soon, because if it comes out too soon, then that means you're not going to the live. So let's wait till after the season. But like, as soon as the season ends, I'm gonna need an album. So, on our Patreon last week, for those of you who are new here, we are a part of the Patreon community. For only $5, you can join us and get all of our bonus content, which we release something at least 2 to 3 times per week. At the end of the week last week, we had our patrons, our paid patrons, ask us some questions. And one of the questions that was asked was, what, if you were a coach, what would make you hit your button? So my answer, and a bridge to my answer, would be Renzo, a voice like his. Renzo has an instant hit voice for me, in tone, in texture, in clarity. Just, you can tell 5 seconds into his vocal that nothing is going to go wrong. Everything is going to be right. And even if creatively or artistically you may not like a run or you may not like a riff, it's not because it's wrong. It's not because it's pitchy. It just might be personal preference. I loved at the A section, as you talk about the song, how his vibrato at the end kind of lingered. And I was like, oh my God, yes. Give me more, give me more. He, without saying and repeating everything that you said, I will add to. It was so interesting to hear the instrumentation at the back end of the song was very much like the original version, which is very like rock heavy. But I would ask for everybody to notice that nothing in Renzo's voice changed. His voice was still his voice. He did not make his voice sound more rock. He did not make his voice sound more alternative. If you've listened to other songs that Renzo has done throughout the competition, his voice sounds exactly the same. And that just shows you what a transcendent voice he has, and that he can literally sing anything and sing in any genre, and he is just going to sound like him. And I think that that is such an incredible gift to have.
Yeah, this one pissed me off because, and I started to get pissed before as Renzo was singing. I said, somebody's going to go home.
Right.
Because there's literally only one, and they're not going to do it at the top of the show.
They're not going to do it at the top.
If we're thinking logically, they're going to do it at the end of the show. So one of these, I started thinking, I said, one of these people are going to go home.
Right.
And I'm already getting angry.
Right.
And I got even more angry that it was Nell. Because I think Renzo, like, I don't think he needs a show. Like, I don't think he needs a show. I think someone like, not saying that Nell does either, but Nell's in a different age bracket than Renzo. She's one of the older contestants of this group. And I just think I wanted America to really fall in love with Nell. And we've only really gotten to see Nell one other time. And it was one of the best battles, like in the history of battles, as far as I'm concerned. She and Olivia's battle was like, it lives rent free. It's like one of my top 5 battles. I go back to it. I go back to the Roberta flag. And so it really pissed me off that Nell got sent home. But then I would have been just as angry if Renzo did.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I wrote, I have nothing more to say. I was so angry. I was so mad. I was like, why am I going to be angry? And this is just the first, like, so now I'm going to be mad, like, the rest of the show.
Exactly. Yeah, I think we'll have a little bit more discussion.
Fair.
We'll have a little bit more discussion about this and the whole saves stuff in Patreon, because I have some things to say as well.
Okay,
and
good.
we haven't even gotten there. We don't even know what is shaking out yet.
We got so much to talk about.
Yes, we do.
All right. So, obviously, Renzo is on. Nell was unfortunately sent home.
Right.
Which was a travesty.
Yes, agreed.
Okay, so our next coach was
Bublé.
Yeah, Michael Bublé. I was looking at my notes and it said Adam. I was like, no, Adam's a singer. Adam David, who I was like, oh, when they announced Adam's song, I said, Stephanie's gonna be excited. Was one of Stephanie's favorite artists and one of her favorite songs by this artist. And he sang Unaware, and that is by who, Stephanie?
Ooh, the Allen Stone.
The Allen Stone.
You say that you
And then Carlos Santiago said, "You are the reason." "You Are the Reason" by Callum Scott.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I said he's just Adam David. I'm going to read the notes. Okay, he's just understatingly exceptional.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's so understated,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just so exceptional.
Mm-hmm.
I love voices like Adam David's the most because I can't sing like that. And so I'm just in awe listening to this young man sing. I said the rasp holler in that voice, and I couldn't think of it. I said, what? It's just sexy. It is a sexy voice. Did you see how Kelsey literally melted in that chair? I said, I don't want to get with Adam like that. He ain't my type. But that man's voice is sexy.
Yeah.
Point blank, especially that rasp holler. Nobody does that. Nope, not many singers can do that.
No.
And sound like desirable. I guess is the best. I don't even know how else to describe it. I said his voice is just in the cut. It's got me all in my feelings. It's just very. I just don't have any other words for that voice. And it pissed me off. Why do they keep Stephanie? Help me out, and maybe we can hold this conversation for later. Why do they keep calling his voice a character voice? I don't like that.
I understand.
Because having a theater background, like when I think of character voice, I think like contrived.
Okay, I don't take it that way. I take it as, because I've called it a character voice, and I might have written it down. When I think of a character voice, I think of a voice that is very unique, very textured, and can be like, they're usually very good communicators because they sound like they've written everything that they sing. So I just take it as a voice that is a little bit more unusual, that has more of that that growl,
okay,
that
I
rasp,
can
that
get down with
texture.
that.
Yeah.
I can get down with that. But that man's voice is sexy as hell. I'm sorry. It is. I don't even know how else to describe it. It's just like falling. Did you see the coaches were falling all over themselves when he was singing.
They were.
Especially when he went up to that rasp holler. And I was like, I didn't even know what that was. I said, dude, what are you doing?
Right.
That's crazy. All right. What is your take? I can't wait to hear what you got to do, because this is one of your songs. So I know y'all got to understand that Stephanie and I, when our songs come up, we get a little bit more critical because they're our songs.
This is true.
I cannot wait to hear what you had to say about Adam David.
So I almost wish that I would have done my watch with me to this one, just so y'all could have seen my reaction when I heard that he was doing this song. Because I was just like, ah! And then I had to remember, like, my kids are sleeping, so I need to kind of keep it down. Yeah, I love this song. I love this song. And I thought that this was a perfect pick for his kind of voice. I'm gonna start calling him Bishop. I'm gonna start calling him Bishop, because his voice reminds me of church. Like, it just reminds me of like soul church. So, Kelsey said that he's got like a barbecue voice. And I said, I'm gonna take that, and I'm gonna take it a step further. He got that repast voice. That second service. He's got that second service chicken, macaroni and cheese, greens with the red juice, the repast either after the funeral or between service voice. That's what he has for me. So, oh my goodness. The parts that really stood out to me were the parts that were not as raspy, and the parts where he was just hollering, like when he was just singing full throat, you say that you can, and he was just like, a little bit of the rasp was taken away. I was like, but wait, you have that too? Yeah. Like, you can sing full throat that high too without having to get into your falsetto? Now, here's where I will give a gentle warning. And it's not because I didn't like it. It's because I think folks won't understand it. I want Adam to be a little bit more picky and choosy with the rasp in the upcoming selections, because I don't think that everybody's going to get it. And I don't
No,
think
you're right.
everybody's going to appreciate it the way
You're right.
you and I appreciate it.
Mhm.
Some folk are just going to
Boy,
think
boy,
that Adam
boy,
is screaming.
boy.
Yeah. So, see, we over here like that boy good, that boy good. But some people, some folk, and particularly the folk that vote, that we know who vote, might not get it and might think that he's just screaming. Now, for a song like this, we already know what Alan Stone has done to this song. So there is more of an allowance for the rasp. And even for, if you did not know that Adam David was saying unaware, you did not know that Adam David was saying unaware. Because Adam David was saying, you know, so just for the purposes of this competition, I don't want Adam to lose who he is as a singer. I just want him to be aware of his audience. And I think we all have to do that. All of us that are singers, we all have to be aware of our audience, what we're singing, who we're singing, what the song is, all those things in order to give the best performance for our audience. So that's what I would caution Adam to do. But as for Stephanie and her house, we loved it. And for Stephanie and this podcast, we loved it.
But you know what? I don't know if Adam's trying to go far in this competition, because he seems like the type that's just going to give you what he does.
I know that's right.
And I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too.
I really am.
I am.
And I hope he does go long. And I hope people, to your point, Stephanie, I hope people do get it, because he's incredible. Like, I'm just sitting here like this, like, how do you do that? Like, that's just a singing fool, as they say.
He said every day. I
said, sing, boy, sing, sir.
Oh, sing, sir.
All right. Next we have Carlos Santiago, and Carlos saying "You Are the Reason." Callum Scott. And Carlos, I just don't have enough superlatives to describe your voice. It's just, I said pure. I said, listen to that tone. Listen to that upper extension. Pay attention to his phrasing. It's perfection. His placement is ridiculous. Even the breathy at the end was supported and full of feeling. Gorgeous vibrato. Just exceptional, top level singing from Carlos Santiago, who I don't remember too well. Did he sing the Richard Marx?
Right Here Waiting.
Okay.
Right Here Waiting.
And the Right Here Waiting. Okay. Because I was like, this man's got just that late 80s, just that easy listening, Rod Stewart, Richard Marx, Motions of Heart. I can't even do it. Just that incredible, like the purest tone. And I finally figured out, I think he's a voice teacher.
Yes, he is.
And I can tell, Carlos, if you watch, I can tell. You just, everything you do, and I just wish you weren't up against Adam. That's the only thing, only criticism I have is because he was up against Adam. Because any other person he would have flown through, because that was an incredible vocal. I could talk about Carlos all day. Like, dude, I want to sound like you. You said you want to sound like Adam when you grow up. I want to sound like you when you grow up. It's just effortless singing. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous song choice. The way you emoted, the going in between Spanish and English, it was just perfection. Perfection. Another one I was kind of upset about, Stephanie.
Oh, The first thing I wrote was pure voice.
Oh,
that's the first thing I wrote. I was like, oh my God, I almost forgot. And now I remembered Carlos. Lord have mercy, Jesus. It was so clear. It was so perfect. Yes. But you know what's interesting? Sometimes you get people who have clear, perfect voices and there's no emotion. He had that too. Lord have mercy. The communication of it all. Wife, listen, wife, hang in there. Well, you ain't got to hang in there no more. He home. He was singing to you, child. Baby, don't ever let my husband sing like that to me. Lord have mercy. Like, it was just so emotional, so beautiful, so incredible. It was the perfect song, from the holleration to his voice to the whisper. This man literally sang his behind off. And I don't know if you caught this at the end of the performance. Whoever, it might have been, who's the band leader? Paul. It might have been Paul. I don't know if Paul was on keys, but there was like, Paul was backing him up on keys at the last part of that. And I was like, it was like it felt like worship. It felt like worship by the end. And I was just so, and the bilingual of it all, I wrote down bilingual Bublé Groban, because he was giving me some Michael Bublé. He was giving me some Josh Groban. He was just giving me, like you said, all the 80s male ballad, power ballads. Oh, it was
Bryan
just so
Adams.
Bryan Adams, like Lord have
all
mercy.
Those voices that had those like incredible power ballads, right?
Yes.
But not in the same style as, say, Steve Perry, right?
Right.
It's more low key.
But
the holleration is just it's more romantic. How about that?
It is.
It's a romantic sounding voice.
Yes,
he's a crooner.
Yes,
that's
he
the
is.
thing. He's a crooner with that late 80s easy listening voice. Incredible offering.
So good. It was so good.
Carlos, you should be so proud.
Yes.
So proud.
Yes.
You sang your face off.
Yeah.
All right, but they did have to go with Adam David, and I get it. I get why. But again, I'm still kind of upset because I think Carlos was, again, one of the strongest singers of the season. If we're talking just pure vocals.
Agreed.
And gave you everything that he had.
Yes, he did.
On the emotion side. So,
absolutely.
All right. So our next was our leak. This was our little country. I would say a battle replay.
Yes.
or battle part 2.
Part 2.
In the form of a knockout.
Yes.
And that of Hailey and Jaelen.
Mm-hmm.
And this was our deep country group.
Yes.
So Hailey sang a song we haven't heard in a few seasons. I Want to Be a Cowboy Sweetheart.
Yes.
Come on, girl.
And then Jaelen sang Dial Drunk.
Yeah, I say, I ain't proud of all the punches that I throw. In the rain, someone I know how to know. For the shame of being young, drunk and alone. Trap lights and a transmit radio.
I was a little nervous for Hailey because she said that she was dealing with nerves. But then I saw like what I love. Did you notice what Hailey did in the intro? Like almost like she was like, woo!
Oh yeah.
Like to get herself hyped up.
Yeah.
But then I was like, okay, now this song is a stand and sing song. You can't be jumping around singing this song because y'all have no idea the difficulty level of this song.
Mm-hmm.
I said her voice is clear as a bell. How she came in on that verse, I was like, Hailey did not come to play. She didn't come to play. I hear a young, slightly higher in the way her voice sits, but I hear a young Reba McEntire in that voice.
That's what they said. They said they felt like Reba was sitting right there.
Like seriously, like I hear it. Reba's voice was always a little bit lower,
right?
But I feel like her tone is a little bit higher. But as far as just her inflection, the sound. I closed my eyes and I heard a young Reba. I said she did seem a little nervous. But on the other hand, I thought she was singing very intelligently. This song is, Stephanie alluded to it when people were giving us Lizzo offerings. Don't think because you're singing quickly that you don't have to prepare. The fact that the previous contestant who sang this song, Ruby Lee, a few seasons ago, she just literally stood and sang, and people just were just transfixed because I still think that this song kind of begins and ends with her. The thing is that Hailey was giving you a performance.
Yeah.
Right? She was walking the stage, and I was like, how is she keeping up with her breath control?
I know.
How is she yodeling the way that she is? Because this song requires so much breath, so much flipping between registers. It's something you just have to be born to do. Or taught from a very young age how to yodel. And she is incredible. I love her. I love her energy because she always seems pretty calm. But this song, she's like, you know what? I'm gonna lay it all out on the stage. And I thought it was a really good offering. Stephanie?
I think that Hailey is the definition of this show in so many ways. Number one, during blind auditions, when you turn around and see who she is, see how young she is, see the way she looks, you will not believe that voice comes out of her throat. Like I would have thought that I would have turned around and seen a 65-year-old lady. Like, seriously, that's what her voice sounds like. And that is no shade. It is just the texture, the body, the depth of her voice, but still with a brightness and lightness is so crazy. And like you said, it is kind of in the same styling and sound and tone quality of a Reba. But if I could, I would never have picked her out of a lineup with the voice that she has. It is so unique, and that is the fun of the show, because you never know what sound is attached to what person. So I love the show for that reason. I love the show for another reason, and for her and Jaelen, you could tell that they are both very green being on stage.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And rather than looking at it as a bad thing, I look at it as a very endearing thing, because I feel like they are so brave. For somebody that young, her and Jaelen, to be that young, to not have had much experience on a stage, to be able to deliver a song well on a big stage like that, not only with these coaches, but with an audience and with the camera, kudos to you. And then to tackle a song like this that is so difficult. I'm going to say it when I said it when Ruby Lee did this song. I'm going to say it again. Yodeling is an art. It is not easy. It's not easy. And what I do appreciate about Hailey is that she did try to take Kelsey's advice, which was to loosen up and to perform the song. And that takes a lot of breath support, a lot of energy. Did I think that her yodels were perfect? No. Did I appreciate that she was giving us a full performance? Yes. Did I think that she did a great job with the song? This song is super hard, y'all. So yes, I did. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Just like you, for me, my attachment to the song comes with Ruby Lee, because she did such an incredible job with it, and it was one of my first introductions to this song. So when I hear it, I just kind of think back to Ruby Lee. But I will think also of the performance, the fun, the joy, the bravery of Hailey taking on this song as well.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So
I
love it. I love it.
All right. So our next, so up against Hailey was Jaelen, Dial Drunk. I said, when I first heard this song and I was listening to Kelsey really talk, And Kelsey, like if you listen to Kelsey's one of the best coaches, in my opinion, that has ever been on this show. Because Kelsey, like to me, she really is like she's thinking, how can this voice fit into the industry? Like she's thinking, I want these people to have careers. Like the fact that she, and I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but the fact that she gave Hailey her phone number, like she's like, here. Here. Like
Text
Kelsey's
me.
like she's like Nile, right? She's like
right,
the real deal. Okay.
Right.
And before I talk about Jadyn, I don't care if y'all are country and traditionalist. Jadyn is where country is going and currently is.
Yes.
Y'all can fight it if you want to. And those who I'm talking to know who I'm talking to. You can fight it if you want to. But I was telling my wife tonight, because she was seeing them for the first time, with Jadyn, who Jadyn and Hailey are and who they represent is who country music is today and where it's going and where it's going to stay.
Get ready.
So y'all can you better get on the bus.
Get
and
your
Kelsey
boots on.
basically was saying that.
Get your boots on.
Holler in this young man's voice.
Ooh.
I said every time Jadyn like gives me a holler, like I forget because I know he's like a really traditional country singer.
Yeah.
But then you hear the holleration in his voice, and I'm just like, okay, there it is. That's what makes him I said it's absolutely spellbinding. I said my wife was watching with me tonight, which she doesn't get to do too often, and she actually looked up from her phone when his first holler. She said, "Whoa!" Like she and Stephanie knows my wife. Like she doesn't get pulled like that, right? She said, "Whoa!" The way no one emotes a song like he does, it's because it's his genre, right? And the country singers are some of the best emoters of songs. So that's just what makes them. And the way he I'm just like, I see the entire story. I see him drunk and just a mess. Like I saw it all.
That's right.
He took Kelsey's advice. Oh, she's such a good coach. She said, back off on the growl a little bit. Only give it to him a little bit.
That's right.
And that's exactly what he did. And it was so effective.
That's right.
I said it was I just loved how he ended the song. Like Kelsey made you didn't really get to hear it in the Be Real. But it just
yeah.
It just ended. It was almost like I'm done.
Yep.
This kid, I don't know. This kid doesn't even know how good he is. Like he just, like Kelsey said, he's the dark horse.
Yes.
He doesn't know.
Yes.
And we already know how country singers do on this show.
That's right. That's
Stephanie,
right.
this young man, Jadyn, I need some R&B country. You got to give it to me. You got the voice.
Listen, Trevin left, brother. You all we got. We need some R&B.
He said, yeah, I broke up with my girlfriend of 3 years. I said, well, I heard it all in the song.
Didn't you hear it all in the song? All the heartbreak. I said, oh, what she do to you, Jalen?
I know. Oh, Jesus. That's my boy right there. I love this guy. I just love everything about him. Like, he's just so earnest, right?
Yes.
He's just so... Ooh. He has no clue how ridiculous he is.
I love that word, earnest.
Yeah.
I love that word. I will add to that word, authentic.
Yeah.
Everything that Jalen says and sings, I believe.
Such a good kid.
He sings with his whole heart. Boy. He sings with his whole heart. He sings with his whole heart every time that he sings, and I so appreciate it. There is a break in his voice, particularly at the ends of his lines, that I just Love. I don't know if it just adds to the emotion of a song for me, especially this song, but I was just like, oh my God, I feel my heart breaking as your voice is breaking. And it's not like the classic male, like his voice is breaking. No,
Yeah.
it's like a yodel or a flip of some sort that comes at the end of his voice. And I'm just like, oh my goodness.
That young man throws that 10-gallon hat back.
Oh my God. And let me tell you, Jalen, bruh, you ain't gonna be single long, because I'm gonna tell you why. The way that camera hits his 10-gallon hat and that jawline, because you can't even see his eyes. I said, bro,
Don't he remind you? He look like Jalen Hurts.
No, he does. He does.
I was like, wait a second, they got the same name, and you got the nerve to look like Jalen Hurts. I think he look like Philadelphia's Super Bowl champion.
That's right, our QB. Hey, go Birds. But I was like, you gonna be all right, Jalen. You get over this heartbreak. You gonna be all right.
Like Jalen Hurts to me.
I just believe him. I love his voice. I love his authenticity. I just believe him, and I really want him to go far in this competition.
Reminds me of Bryce Leatherwood, like the earnestness that Bryce had, right? And Bryce won, right?
Yes, he did.
I think that was wasn't that our first season?
It might have been.
Yeah.
It might have been.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
And Bryce was the dark horse. Like he was he was on nobody's radar and came out of nowhere and took it.
That's correct.
Because he did that Whitney Houston country.
Remember? See that R&B country?
Moments.
Oh Jesus!
Bryce, I said Bryce won it right there.
That's right.
And he did.
That's right. That's right.
All right, awesome, Jai. Hate to see another one, Hailey. I like they were saying. I like Michael said. I think like I wanted to see more of her. Like
yes,
I wanted to see because the voice is just woo.
Yeah, and they were kind of trying to fake us out with this one a little bit. If you believe that this show is edited in a way to kind of drive a narrative, sort of, kind of, because the coaches were very much on Team Hailey, and Kelsey was like, I'm gonna pick Jalen because of his body of work and not just because of today. Yeah. So I was like, hey.
All right. Okay. Next is Jacquelyn and Olivia.
Yes.
This was the one I was afraid was going to be the quick clip. I said, don't you do it. Don't you dare.
Don't do it. They did not.
All right. So Jacquelyn did a JoJo song, which I was very excited about. Too Little Too Late, which is, I love this song.
Yes.
You say you dream of my face, but you don't like me. You just like the chase. So be real, it doesn't matter anyway. You know it's just too little too late.
And then Olivia. Okay, I'll get to her. Last Dance Down the Summer. The nerve, the gall, Olivia. Like, that's all I'm going to say, but I'll get there.
Oh, I need you by me, beside me, to get me bed, to hold me, to scold me, 'cause when I'm bad, I'm so bad. So
I said, okay, Jacquelyn, like, low-key, could probably sing like 90% of like people under the table, like other singers under the table. Like low-key, her voice is, to me, I can only describe it as a wild stallion. Like I think Jacquelyn is almost there. I feel like she needs some training, and she needs not so much training, more coaching to figure out what direction she wants to take her voice, because it's a scary instrument, like scary good. It is a scary, scary instrument. Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, when she was singing. But to me, this song was not the best choice, and we don't know if she chose it. Maybe she wanted to do an up tempo. I hear her singing more power ballads because of the type of just crazy voices she has.
Yeah.
I said, Stephanie, I was going to ask you, something seemed a little off in the beginning, like in the verses. It seemed off.
Yes.
Going back to what John gave a note in the Be Real that I was a note that I took for myself.
Oh.
And it was such an incredible note. John basically, and he was actually talking to Olivia. He said, don't try to get through the verses. You spend as much time, and I'm paraphrasing a bit, you spend as much time as on the slow or the verses, because everyone knows that you're going to get to the part of the song that you can wail on.
Yes.
I just felt like she was trying to get through those verses so she could get to that bridge and get to that chorus where her voice really shines. I need her to put a little bit more emphasis and texture and color on the voices, because she has texture and color for days on that voice. And the voice is scary. I said the bridge was really good. I said, that's her voice right there, what you hear in the bridge. The holler in her voice is effortless. Like, she has that upper extension that's just crazy. I said, she has naturally a big voice. I said the whistle stuff at the end was a little disjointed. I felt like she was just throwing it in to show you that she could do it. When I hear whistle,
there needs to be
emphatic, and there needs to be the correct context of it.
Right.
And I felt like she just threw it in to say, look what I can do with that whistle. I didn't feel like it had a purpose. Can she sing? She was singing JoJo. JoJo, low key, is probably next to like Tori Kelly. She's like you want to talk about like one of the greatest voices that nobody's talking about every day and people need to be talking about every day.
Absolutely.
As my man sang, who did the duet with JoJo, he said, there's a video of him singing with JoJo.
PJ Morton.
He's like, PJ Morton, who's like if PJ Morton checks you off, like, you've arrived. PJ Morton said, yes, y'all, JoJo can sing, like, because she can. She's up there with Tori and all them, like, vocally. Brandy, like, she can. Jasmine, JoJo can sing like that.
Yes.
So the fact that Jacquelyn was attacking a JoJo song, brava. I just feel like, Jacquelyn, you just need a little bit. You need somebody to give you direction into. I think your voice is better than Disney. So I understand what they were saying, like the Disney comment, but both my wife and I looked at each other and we were like, no, she's better than Disney. Like, she's a headliner, like, to me, which I guess she could be a Disney princess, but no, I think the voice is better than that. I love her voice. I just think it needs a little bit more refining.
I think that's the perfect way to put it. I did this song as my watch with me, or this knockout as my watch with me. I was going to do the one previous, but it was Jalen and Hailey, and I was like, well, I'm not going to do that because we've all seen that. So I was actually really glad that it was this knockout, because both performances were really good. I hear JoJo and I'm like, uh-oh, because I as much as we've said it here, I know that there have been other JoJo songs on this competition, and I know that we've talked about JoJo prior. JoJo is not only a incredible artist just in her own right, her songs are very difficult. And this was a perfect example of how difficult her songs are. The verses are very quick and they're low. So you have to have good breath support, not only to support the lower region and the lower space in which you are singing, but also because the lyrics are quick. And I don't know if this was purposeful, or I don't know if she was just having a hard time keeping up with the beat. She was not saying the words in time.
Correct. That's what it was.
And I didn't understand whether it was melodic choices or changes on her part to kind of make it her own. What I would caution is that, and I think you would agree, with a song so well known by so many, like this song, you need to stick to the melody and you need to sing it the way, very closely to the way that the melody was written, especially and most particularly as we're just getting into the song. So, like I said, I couldn't tell whether it was just a lot of words and she was trying to do it differently, or whether she was just having a hard time staying on the beat. Now, after you get past the verse and you get into the chorus, I was like, there we go. Like just straight up holleration was happening. And she did do some runs. I liked them. Like the back end of the song I really liked, other than what you were saying. By the time you got to the very back end of the song, it just felt like she was throwing everything that she could do vocally at the song, which I don't feel like is necessary. I feel like it's more necessary to be very thoughtful and precise with the choices that you're making. And, you know, that those things get worked out in rehearsal. James, you've said this a ton of times that you practice everything about what you're going to do in a performance, even if it sounds like it was an ad lib. You practice that so that everything that you do sounds intentional. And with the next artist in this knockout that we're going to talk about, you could tell that everything that she did was 1000% intentional, even though there were a lot of melodic choices and differences, textural choices that she made within the song that were different, even within one line. But I guarantee you everything was intentional, where I just did not feel that same feeling with Jacquelyn. Does she have an incredible voice? Yes. Just as you said, I just feel like if she got under some really good coaching to kind of harness what it is that she has, and not even harness to constrict or control, but to just allow her to better understand her instrument so that she can best use it, she is going to be unstoppable.
It's one of those voices where I would, me personally, I'd love to get my hands on, because I can just think of 10 songs that she would murder.
Yeah.
Like, and I can just, like, I'm talking about big songs.
And that's what I was going to say. I wanted to touch on that point, like when you said, like, the song choice, and how she might have done better on, like, a really big, huge song, like a Celine or even another Whitney. She might have done better with a power ballady kind of thing like that, better than this particular.
I heard Vision of Love. She could have sung Vision of Love.
Treated me. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Like, her voice is like that.
It is like that.
Especially like the back half. I had a vision of love. And it was all.
Yes. Yes.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, Olivia, y'all, it's no secret that she has been one of my favorites from, like, the jump. Like,
Jump Street.
She's just I put pro. I said, stop it, Olivia. You're giving a finale performance in the knockouts.
Seriously.
I said, no, she did not sit down at the keys. I said, oh, and you can play too. Stop. I said, just stop. This isn't fair, Olivia.
Mm-mm.
I said, look what she did with John's note. John gave that note, said, Olivia, I want you to give it to me in the beginning.
Yes.
Because we already know the back half of that song is disco, disco, disco.
Yes.
Front half, let them see that you're the singer. Right?
Yes.
Let them see it. And then when the camera, you can tell someone who not only knows the stage, but knows the camera. Did she have a bad shot?
No.
Like, even when they go back and show those slow motions of them singing, like, everything is like, it's perfection. I said, camera loves her. I said, just an amazing performance. She is the complete package.
Total,
like between her and Nell, like, it's just packaged.
Yes.
Like, here, give them a contract.
That's right.
Just, like, give them some money to really, because she looks like $1 million. She sounds like $1 million. You can't take your eyes off of her. The camera loves her.
Mm-hmm.
She does everything right. I said, Olivia did not come to play. It's just that good. I said, she is my top 5, maybe top 3 of this season. Mm-hmm. And this season is stacked. But it's just when you're everything, when you are the performance, when you're sitting at the keys and then you stand up and get from behind the keyboard and then give us what she gave us. Like, what do you say? What do you say? You can't say anything other than brava.
That's
Stephanie.
Right. She started in, and I said, this chick, she came with a hammer too. Like what I said about Bryson last week. She came with the same hammer.
It just was ethereal. It came, those opening notes came out of nowhere. I was like, where is that coming from?
Where is that? Is that the BGVs? Is that y'all? Like, what's happening? Okay, she took the note that John gave her and said, oh, she was like, bet. You know, somebody like, bet.
You only got to tell me but once.
You ain't got to tell me but once. I have never heard anybody deliver a song line by line and communicate it better every line than Olivia. Every line. Everything.
It's like she rehearsed. So what you said earlier, Stephanie, about, everything needs to be rehearsed.
Yes.
It's like she rehearsed each line over 1,000 times.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Just like,
and thought about intention. What is this line saying? Am I saying this line a second time? How am I going to deliver a different flavor if it is the second time? What is the feel that I want to give? What is like, it was literally every line. There was an artist a couple seasons back. It was because he toured with this particular artist. You remember Lennon Vanderdoes?
Lennon, of course.
There was an artist on that season that he toured with shortly after that season who gave and delivered lines in the similar manner where everything had a meaning. But this was even like twice as much as that. And I think it felt even more impactful because this song has two sections, that A section and that B section. It was a clinic. It was a masterclass. You can tell it is very evident. You don't have to be any kind of vocal professional. You know that she's been on stages before. She has big stages with big people worldwide. It's evident. She's one of these ones where she don't need this show, but I want her to have this show because that's how good she is. And it's criminal that I don't know her name yet. You know what I'm saying? It's criminal that she's not Olivia yet. And I want this show to catapult her into Olivia because that is how incredible. And that almost feels like an understatement. Incredible. That is how incredible of an artist she is.
There's little nuances, and she is, again, such a nuanced singer.
Mm-hmm.
Did you all notice when she got to the B section of the song? A regular singer would really dance it up and really like, I need you. Like I'm not gonna start dancing. But this is Olivia. Like on the shoulders.
Yeah.
Looking to the side.
I know that's right.
So breath was never gone.
Never.
Breath was never gone. So it looked like she was really dancing.
Yeah.
But no, it was that's a pro, you all.
That's a pro.
Like she just was like, I need you beside me. Shoulders are going wild, but she's
right.
But always in control.
Right, always in control.
She could have been jumping around that stage.
Right.
Me.
Right.
No.
No.
No. That's a lady right there. That's a lady.
And you know what? As I'm thinking about it, the last person that did this song was Asher. And Asher had the benefit of having dancers around him when he did this song. So the fact that she did what she did to carry the B section of this song, doing the performing, because you got to do something. You can't just stand there, particularly when it's just you. The fact that she did have movement, but it was never so out of control that she lost her breath. That she lost her breath. Ciao.
She Donna Summer did, because that's what Donna Summer used to do, right?
That's right.
Donna Summer, bad girl, like toot toot. BB, like everybody was going crazy, sweating and stuff on the dance floor. This is Donna. Hey, girl. I'm talking about like, and that's why she was the queen of disco, right?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Woo, Olivia. Woo,
girl.
We could talk all day.
All day.
All right. So Olivia, I actually went through.
Yes.
I really hope Jacquelyn does get with a good coach, because that's a voice I do definitely want to hear in the future. Because it's that amazing.
Yes.
Okay, so next we have Jadyn and Kameron. I don't remember seeing a lot of Kameron.
We have not. This is the first full performance.
Really?
Yeah, because I didn't even know how to say Cameron's last name until tonight.
Yeah, I was like,
because he'd been clipped.
Good looking kid. I love, like, you know how some people just have just a really wonderful disposition.
Yes.
He seemed like he was just so happy to be there.
Yes.
Right?
Great
like,
personality.
Great personality. Like, and it showed in his singing too.
Yeah.
Jadyn sang Keep Holding On by Avril Lavigne.
There's nothing you can say, there's nothing you can do, and there's no other way when it comes to the truth. So keep holding on, 'cause you know me blue.
And Kameron sang Say You Won't Go, James Arthur. That's a big song.
Say You Won't Let Go.
Say You Won't Let Go. Excuse me, James Arthur.
Yeah.
Arthur. I always pronounce that name wrong.
Yeah.
I wanna stay with you until we're growing old. Just say you won't go. Just say you won't go.
Jadyn, I'm glad I learned in the Be Real that she was a musical theater person. Like that was her foundation, because she has a way of really putting you under her spell. Like, it's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah.
Like, it's I don't know if it's her look, I don't know if it's the way she looks at the camera, but some people just bring you in.
Yeah.
And I think that is definitely Jadyn's superpower. Jadyn, the great thing about Jadyn is she is now. She is singing now. She's the Olivia Rodrigo. She's the Dove Cameron. She is the what's the girl's name who opened for Taylor Swift?
Sabrina.
She's Sabrina Carpenter. She is the now.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about her, because to me, we need to hear what music is today.
Yeah.
And that's where she is. You know, is it the perfect vocal? No. Was she a little pitchy in the beginning? Just a little bit. But then, oh, okay, well, then I got to go back and hear it in my good ears.
You really do.
I thought the chorus of this song, like the part that everyone knows of this song, was just fantastic. Yeah, I love the way, like, she styles all her own, and it's a very now. So taking a song like Avril, which is what's this song now? Probably 25 years old.
Oh God, don't age this.
Which is crazy, because Avril is still very young. But and bringing it with a now voice, I love what I heard. I really do. I want to hear. I want to hear her sing a song that's even older. I want to hear her sing a song from like the 70s or 80s to see what she's going to do with that.
I would love that.
Because I have a feeling. Jadyn, like, your voice will shine and you will see the uniqueness of your voice if you take a much older genre and combine it with how you sing like the singers of today.
Yeah.
Because you don't sound like any of them, but you have the sound of the singers of today, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I hope we get to hear more of you with older stuff.
I like
some of your daddy's music.
I know that's right. Tell him to pull out his 8 tracks.
Yeah. So So yeah, that's what I have. Really good job, Jadyn. Really good job, Stephanie.
This was her best performance of the competition. I feel like she really took Michael's advice to just shake the nerves and really believe in herself. And that's what I heard. I feel like she has an Avril-esque quality to her voice, but hers is a little more bright and light and a little less
Uh-huh.
angsty than
Yep.
Avril. So I really
Yep.
like this song on her throat. She has got an alternative rock pop leaning voice with like a twinkly side to it as well.
Yeah.
This is another one of the little weird intricacies about me, at least for Jadyn. I love the way that she performs. She performs in a very raw and like just very authentic way, just kind of leaning over and just kind of just being, and I think that's part of what draws her in. She has a face that the camera loves. That is
Oh, love.
undeniable. The camera loves her.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous. It's a very Billie Eilish type face.
Yeah,
Like
it's
like the camera's just like you're transfixed. Like you can't
exactly.
not look, right?
Exactly. Exactly. And I think there's a way about her as she performs that's very disarming. That's very like just open and inviting and disarming, because she looks like she could be intimidating, because it looks like she's so talented, she's got the look, but she's so humble and so inviting. That's the aura I get from her. Here's what I want to say though. NBC's The Voice, you are doing Jadyn a disservice by continuing to cut to her daddy in the audience, okay? It's making it seem as if she is getting through, not based on her vocal, but based on the narrative that we want to put her through because her daddy is Brian. And I don't believe that in either one of them wants this. And, I don't want to discourage Brian from being in the audience. He's supporting his daughter. But I think, and I know that there have been some not so positive comments about Jadyn. I think I haven't really seen them because I don't really scroll through the comments of what's on the Voices videos and such. What I can gather though is that I think the narrative might be that she keeps going through because her dad made it far in the competition. And it does not help NBC's The Voice. It does not help this narrative that they don't want when you continue to cut to Brian. It's not helpful, and she don't need it. Let me say that. She don't need it, because based on her voice, and especially based on this performance, she earned her way to where, spoiler, she's going. She don't need y'all's help. She don't need y'all's false narrative. And she does not need the negativity that might be brought about based on this narrative. So stop, please.
Thank you, Stephanie, for stating that. Thank you. Because it's true. She's there on her own merit.
That's right.
All right. So we have Kameron. And the first thing I wrote, Stephanie, I was like, I just love his vibe. Just
I love
it.
him. Yes.
And Kameron, I have basically the same notes that the coaches had. All you got to do is just give that falsetto a little bit more air.
Yes.
Easier said than done.
Yes.
But like you're going to almost need to take a bigger, deeper breath. Not from your chest, but from your diaphragm down here below. And once, because it's there. It's a gorgeous voice. It's a gorgeous falsetto. But to give it that additional sound, and it'll cut through the nerves.
Yes.
Just some words of advice. You need to attack a song.
Yes.
And the only way you're going to get through the parts of the song that make you nervous is if you take the mentality of attacking.
Yes.
I said there is a purity behind his tone, sound, and performance that I just love. It's stripped down. It's here I am. Take me or leave me. And it's just another performance that came off very earnest.
Yes.
Stephanie?
Okay, like we said, this was our first real experience with Cameron, and I was like, and why had we not seen more of him?
Yeah,
Because his
he could
personality
sing.
was just stellar. Like, I really wanted to see more of him. I love this song, so I was like, okay. But I got very nervous when he said that this song makes him nervous because of the falsetto. My advice would have been, let's not do this song because I'm gonna need you to go through.
Yeah.
And if the song already kind of makes you a little bit nervous, I understand wanting to work on your artistry, but brother, we trying to make it through. And this is a hard scenario and a hard space to try to work through a part of your voice that might be a little bit on the weaker side when you are in a high stress situation. And the part that was the struggle was the falsetto part in the chorus, which is one of the defining parts of the song. So where are people really going to have their ear listening for multiple reasons? One, if they know the song because they love this part, but also when you say that this is the part of the song that is a struggle for you. Our ears are here. What I heard in those areas of the song was that, like you were saying, it just wasn't supported. To be honest, I would have to go back to actually listen to see if it was pitchy, because what was missing for me was volume.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so much lower in volume than the rest of the song. But here was something interesting. He sang that part in his full voice. He sang that part in his chest voice. And I was like, well, if you can do that, then I know you can get up there with your falsetto.
Yeah.
I loved his voice. Like when he started in them verses, I was like, come on, Lowe's. Like the texture, the clarity, the brightness of his voice. I was like, oh, there was a little bit of R&B leaning in there too. You hear that? I heard some R&B in that throat. I said, but wait a minute. I wanted you to sing another song so I could hear more of that throat. And to not hear you be psyched out by that falsetto part. So overall, I loved hearing his voice. I loved hearing what he had to offer. I just wish you might have picked a different song.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right, so our final performance of
I guess we made it clear. I don't know if we did. Jadyn did go through.
Yeah, Jadyn went through.
Yes.
So our final knockout of the night was Go Big or Go Home. It was Conor and Darius J.
Yes.
Conor, Forever Young by Alphaville.
Mm-hmm.
Forever young, I wanna be forever young. Do you really wanna live forever? Forever young.
Mm-hmm.
And Darius J sang American Boy by Estelle.
Take me to your guys up to see LA. I really want to come kick it with you. You'll be my American boy. American boy.
Yeah, that song's just a bop.
Ooh, it's a bop.
Darius J, I hope you watch, because there's a Broadway actress or actor that I want you to check out, because you not only look like her, but just your personality. There's a Broadway actor called, her name is Lillias White. Look up Lillias White. Lillias White actually, Stephanie, replaced Jennifer Holliday in the original Dreamgirls. When Jennifer Holliday left Dreamgirls, Lillias White was she was the lead singer in the Hercules movie.
Oh, Hercules.
What do they call them? The Muses or whatever?
Yes, the Muses. Yes.
She was the lead muse.
Okay.
In Hercules. And Lillias White is like Hercules. Just think of Darius J's personality.
Yes.
And when we're done, I'm going to show you a picture of Lillias to show you how much they even look alike, which is kind of scary.
Now I can't get Hercules out of my head. Who put the cladding gladiator? Hercules.
That's Lillias. I said, nice. I said, look at. Did you see what Darius did at the opening? It's like Luther Vandross does American Boy.
Come on. Yes. Yeah. 1,000%. 1,000%.
Crazy performance out of him, but he like scaled it back at the opening.
He actually did.
Like gave me some Luther R&B intro.
1,000%.
And then I just put perform, sir. I said the joy of singing. The stage loves you, Darius. I say, and you really can sing.
Yes.
It's not just the performance. He really can sing.
Right.
But you know what I could not like, Stephanie? Those background vocals were
1,000%.
1,000%.
1,000%. Yes.
Like, yeah.
Honorable mention to the BGVs.
Honorable mention to the BGVs.
Yes.
I said they're giving me everything. And I put commanding performance. You can't help but watch Darius J. You can't take your eyes off him.
Can't.
You take away the outfit, take away the hair, take away the beard, take away the makeup, whatever. You still won't be able to take your eyes off him. Like,
That's right.
The way he looks at the camera like this. Like some people, that might be off-putting to some people.
Yeah.
But I love it. Like he's just
love
almost
it too.
a crazy look.
Yeah.
But he's singing his face off.
Yes.
I love it. I love the theatrics of it. I love the vocal of it. This was a great performance. Darius J was like, I'm not going home. No, I'm not going home.
Right.
Stephanie.
This was one of the biggest statement type performances I've ever seen. From the way he performed the song, like all the caricature of it. And I don't mean that in a demeaning way.
Or derogatory, no.
Or a derogatory way. Like, he was actually doing characters within it. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, hee. Like, I was just like, I've never seen anybody, like, put on a full-on, to taking the skirt off. Like, I was just like...
I'd pay $100 to see him in concert. I would.
I mean, you're like, are you not entertained?
I'm sitting here like this. I'll sit here like this the entire concert. Like,
are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? What an interesting song choice, too. I was like, come on with this deep cut bop that almost everybody, I don't know anybody who would not know this song, to be honest. The richness of his voice, the R&B crooner richness of his voice. I was like, I am so all about this. Like, it is just giving on so many levels. I did feel, though, there were parts where the ends of his lines lacked a little breath support, where things just kind of were not cleanly finished. They kind of, the ends of the lines kind of died off a little bit. But
someone like him, like, it'll go unnoticed because he's got you in the palm of his hand. Like with some people, it'll go unnoticed because you're just sitting there watching the performance.
Yes, to the average viewer.
At this point, it'll elevate you to that next level.
Right.
Right. If you pay attention to stuff like that.
Right. He's for a lot of reasons, and even because of the way he looks as well. He just reminds me of like CeeLo Green, like 4.0, like just completely free, completely himself in song choice, in style, in arrangement, I would almost call this in production of the song. Like, this was a fully produced performance, and I was here for it.
Okay, so Adam had Conor do an adjustment. Like, he had him lower the key of Forever Young, which I love.
Oh yeah.
And I forget, he made it more, I guess, acoustic.
No, less acoustic.
Less acoustic. Excuse me. I said, Conor is just one of the most honest singers I've ever seen.
Oh, 1,000%.
Like just honest.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you don't think he's going to sound the way he does.
No, you don't.
And I don't. I'm trying to figure out a better way of saying that. It's not that you don't think he can sing. It's not like Clay Aiken thing.
No.
It's just, you just don't think he's going to sing the way he does. It's just one of those singers. I wrote this down. I said he's just one of those singers where you just have to stop and listen. Like,
you better.
whatever you're doing, you got to stop and listen.
You better.
Because I literally have no notes for him, because I just an incredible voice. Totally in control of over everything he does when he sings.
Yep.
And here's the thing, you all. I don't think we've even heard half of what Conor can do. I don't think we've heard half of it. And Conor is one of those singers that his voice is so good that he's saving it. And you're going to hear just next level especially if Conor makes it to lives, you're going to hear next level singing, because he's that scary. The fact that he can hold back his arsenal and not release it until he needs to, and still be one of the top singers of the competition. That's terrifying, if you ask me. It was just so doggone good. It was just so doggone good. And I think that's why John gave the note that he gave about make sure you connect with that audience, because you can't go home.
Right. Well, I did not agree with the feedback that these coaches was given, but I'll go on and talk about Conor first. Clinic. Another PhD vocal clinic. Crisp, clear, intentional, come on, choice. Every choice made sense. Every choice was believable. Authenticity, communication. That ending when he ran it down, I said, Lord have mercy, Jesus.
We haven't even begun.
This tip of the iceberg. It's rare that I don't take many notes. I did not take many notes.
Same thing.
So I was watching, and the first verse that man sang, he was barely trying. If you look at him, it was like he was breathing or talking or just having a conversation, but it didn't sound like it. The way he was singing that first verse down, I was like, you are barely breathing. You barely trying. You barely trying. And then what he did to the rest of the song, the full throat singing he was doing, the choices, the intelligence, it was just intelligent singing. But here's what I also want to say. This is one of these kind of cult classic songs, like Adam was saying, when he performs this song in his concerts, you just got people all over the stadium. Forever young, I want to be forever. I ain't never heard the verses to this song. Guess when I heard them? Tonight. Guess why? Because Conor was communicating them, and then it all made sense why we singing Forever Young. Why? I'm going to say it again. Because he communicated this song very clearly, and he was speaking this, like not even speaking it, but he was having a conversation with us about what the lyrics to this song was. So I was very confused by the comments of the coaches about why'd you pick this song and about there wasn't enough emotion. I was like, where were y'all? Where were y'all? Because I felt like what he did to this song did not make me question the pick. And the way that he sang this song also did not make me question the emotion behind it or make sure you're connected. I was connected enough that I put down my pen that I'm usually using because that's how connected I was. Now, I can only speak for me, but that's how I felt. So I didn't understand that feedback.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you. You could have been you could have paired a more opposite pairing, but they both were like, and I am telling you, I am not going.
And I am telling you. And I'm telling you.
Going.
I'm not going.
So you kind of knew what was going to happen by process of elimination. I was very interested to see who Adam would keep rather than save.
Yes.
But Kelsey had her eye on Darius J from the jump. So I think I think there was some little back office collusion. Because she one of Darius J. But Conor sticking with Adam, get ready.
Get ready.
Get ready.
Get ready.
Get ready, y'all.
Yeah.
So, Stephanie, tell them what they need to hear.
So don't forget to follow and subscribe to the Pitchy Podcast on your favorite podcast platform so you can be the first to know when we drop a new episode. Also, if you listen on Apple Podcasts, make sure that you rate and review our show so more friends can find us. Also, jump over to YouTube and search for the Pitchy Podcast. Hit that subscribe button so you know when we drop a new video. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Pitchy Podcast. And we are also on Blue Sky. Make sure you follow us there at thepitchypodcast.bsky.social for new episode alerts, episode clips, so much more. Last, y'all don't want to miss tonight's Patreon conversation, y'all. We were talking about some of the cuts that were made tonight. We even talked about the coaches, the mega mentor coaches that will be coming for the playoffs next week. I'm assuming it's next week. I actually don't know when the next episode will be because next Monday is Easter Monday. It's like an actual holiday, so they might not be doing a show. So whenever the playoffs are, it'll be really interesting to see what those coaches will do. And we had a little bit of a conversation about that and a lot more about this episode, y'all. We was a little pitchy. So if you want to check that out, $5 per month for so much bonus content. We hope that you join us.
All right, you all. Well, we hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in. See everybody next week.
Yes.
Bye.
Happy Easter. Bye.